Right now, flames spark at a multi-unit building on Madison's west side. The ongoing investigation to find a cause of the fire. Plus, a local neighborhood turned into a political battleground. How this friendly rivalry is bringing two homeowners together. And a cosmic sight reaches down into Wisconsin. Why we can spot the northern lights so far south right now. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. Thanks for joining us. A fire spreads at a building on Madison's west side. It was about 4 this afternoon when the Madison Fire Department was called to Stargrass Drive on the city's far west side in the Midtown Commons neighborhood. Crews were deployed at both the top of the building and also inside to fight the fire. That multi-unit building is currently unoccupied. No one was displaced or injured. We spoke with a neighbor about what he saw.
Notice like the clouds is kind of like not normal. It's kind of like hazy. So I just rush in like where it came from, and then I saw there's already a firefighters in here sitting it out, but it's just like a lot of smoke.
Cause of the fire has not yet been revealed. An investigation is underway. An Oregon man is arrested after police say he killed a Madison man in central Wisconsin. It was May 10th. Juneau County Sheriff's Office was called to 11th Avenue in Necedah for reports of a man not breathing. There, deputies found Daniel Asmussen dead. Due to the circumstances surrounding his death, an investigation was opened, and as a result, Jeffrey Crompton has been arrested in connection to Asmussen's death. Crompton is charged with first-degree intentional homicide with a $1 million cash bond. He's set to appear in court next month. We'll get a taste of fall this weekend. Let's go to the patio and meteorologist Buddy Reeves with a look at these cooler temperatures. Buddy?
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric. Today was more like summer than it is fall outside, and we actually hit a high temperature today of 82 degrees in Madison. That is 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. This time of year we should be in the lower 60s, and look at the temperatures just off to the west. 86 degrees near Prairie du Chien, 84 in Prairie du Chien exactly, and 84 for our friends in Janesville. Now currently it's still pretty nice out here on the backyard patio. 62 degrees here in Madison, 64 in Platteville, and 68 down in Dubuque, so it's still rather comfortable outside if you have any late night plans overnight tonight. Now, tonight's forecast, look for those clouds to increase as we head on into the overnight hours. We'll get down to a temperature of around 49 degrees. We will not see those 80s tomorrow. We will actually be about 10 to 15 degrees cooler with those increasing clouds. We're only going to get to a high of 65 degrees with those clouds increasing, and we do have a chance of seeing some showers as we head on into your Sunday. We'll have more of that in Maine weather.
Hey, thank you. A local neighborhood has become a battleground for politics. If you drive down Main Street in Oregon, you won't miss Kevin Shane's front yard. His political beliefs planted proudly for all to see. His neighbor does the same, but says something different. Driving through the sea of red and blue might stir up feelings of contention, but for Kevin and his neighbor, it's all in good fun.
What do you think of your neighbor here?
She's a wonderful woman. I love her. And anytime I get some extra tomatoes from the garden, I take her some. And then there's those.
Neighbors say the political rivalry is all in good fun, and at the end of the day, they're all good friends. 36 local businesses are getting the opportunity to receive free training from the city of Madison. It's part of Madison's new Biz Ready program. That initiative modeled after the Market Ready program from back in 2017, and the aim is to give small businesses the tools, guidance, and opportunities to grow and thrive. $300,000 in ARPA funds will be distributed to 36 local businesses.
This is a really cool program because it's entirely free. There are some business workshops that might be available, but this is really something the city wanted to do to really help support small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs in Madison because, small businesses are really the backbone of the community. And, when small businesses succeed, Madison succeeds.
Orientation for the Biz Ready program participants will take place later this month on October 23rd. Today, the Packers organization continued its Salute to Service campaign in recognition of Military Appreciation Week, hosting family members of fallen veterans for lunch and a tour at Lambeau. Some Packers players included tight end Tucker Kraft and running back Josh Jacobs, joining the families to paint and assemble flags.
I feel that I've taken, the loss of what happened was very, very impactful, but turned it into something very, very good. And I hope to instill the same values that, who my brother was and carry on in my own personal life and instill it in my children as they grow.
Tomorrow, the team will be awarding military members with the Order of St. Maurice for their significant contributions to the infantry. A new attraction is open to the public in Wisconsin Dells. Today, the Wilderness held a grand opening for its new Enchanted Night Walk Through a Canyon of Wonders attraction. It is the only Enchanted Night Walk in the Midwest. Montreal-based company Moment Factory created the attraction. The experience will take visitors through a sandstone canyon where they'll follow a mystical deer as it searches for a spring filled with magic water.
The sandstone is just like you'd see like in the Wisconsin River near the Dells that the boat tours and stuff highlight. We have the same sandstone cliffs right in the middle of the wilderness, and it's very, very secluded from the resort, and you feel like you're way out in the middle of nowhere when you're down inside this canyon and you're just right next to the resort.
Well, the walk is a nighttime only attraction. Tickets can be purchased online or at a kiosk for $24.99 plus tax. The Northern Lights were all the craze after they put on quite the show in the night sky. The phenomenon caused by coronal mass ejections, particles sunspots send into space that interact with the Earth's atmosphere, and the stars have to really align for the conditions to be just right. If you missed the lights last night and can't get out over the weekend, again, you can always head to UW-Madison's Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences website, where you can view footage from their 5 rooftop cameras for free. Earth has a new visitor, a celestial guest. It's called a mini-moon. It'll orbit the planet for about 2 months. The asteroid that has been given the name 2024 PT5. It's estimated to be about the size of a school bus or a small house. Because of its size, it can't be seen with the naked eye. Scientists say these temporary moons are fairly uncommon, but there could be more that we simply cannot detect. After the break on News 3 Now at 10, Buddy rejoins us to tell us about the cool down on the way this weekend, and cleanup begins after Hurricane Milton's devastation down in Florida, what the federal government is doing to help residents.
Biggest mattress blowout of the year is happening now at Ashley. Save up to 40% off on Nectar mattresses starting at only $349. Save up to $600 on Beautyrest Black and free delivery. This is the big one. 60-month special financing with low monthly payments at Ashley.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Choose FlexBuy on Escape and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 FlexBuy cash. Only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
You heard him.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
What would Eric Hovde do in the Senate? Mitch McConnell and extremists would gain a majority. The power to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape or incest. Criminal penalties for doctors. More extreme anti-abortion judges on the courts.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Don't miss your chance to visit the area's top newly constructed homes filled with the latest trends and technology. Go to MadisonFallParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
It's the biggest appliance blowout of the year at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Clearance and overstock appliance items are at huge discounts. We will meet or beat the big box store prices. This is the big one. 60-month special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
News 3 Now is focusing on the issues and the races that matter where you live with 3 for the People.
Talking with local candidates, looking at both sides of the issues and fact-checking it all so you can cast your vote with confidence.
3 for the People, only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
There is a national IV supply shortage after Hurricane Helene hit North Carolina. Baxter International is one of the largest IV supply providers in the country, and the company is closed for manufacturing after its facility was hit by the hurricane, and now local hospitals are monitoring how much they use. John Karcher, many of you remember, a former anchor here at News 3. He told us about his experience after he recently underwent surgery.
I had noticed that they had not set up an IV as they usually do for procedures. And they said there was a nationwide shortage, and they're being very conservative in how they administer the saline solution.
In a statement, UW Health says it's also monitoring supplies and none of its procedures are impacted. Hurricane Milton now blamed for at least 16 deaths in Florida. Streets are swamped, sidewalks buckled, hundreds of homes damaged or destroyed. Tropicana Field, the home of the Tampa Bay Rays, is now open to the elements. Many of you have seen the video of its fiberglass roof now in shreds. There it is. Crews have rescued more than 1,600 people and 140 animals from floodwaters and rubble. President Biden promised help for those in need.
We're going to do everything we can to let you help you pick back up the pieces and get back to where you were.
The president says he'll travel to Florida on Sunday to visit the hardest hit areas. Crews are working to restore electricity, but about 2 million homes are still without power. We had a small final maybe taste of summer today with those temps in the 80s. Things are about to cool off. Here's meteorologist Buddy Reeves, a complete look at the forecast.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric. Yeah, today, beautiful day outside. Temperatures were in the lower 80s, and if you looked at the calendar, it says October, but it felt more like early summer outside. But 3 things you need to know. Changes on the way. Some clouds for your Saturday, and it will be significantly cooler than it was today. We do have a few showers that might come through the area on your Sunday, and then we start talking about the next item, which is the cold that will come in early next week, which could bring the potential of seeing widespread frost across most of southern Wisconsin, and this would be our first big freeze. Future track starting out at 7 o'clock in the morning as we work your way into the afternoon. Look for those clouds to increase as we head on into the afternoon. There might be some stray showers up to the north and also to the northeast, but primarily it looks like it would clear out after Saturday night and into your Sunday morning. Look at these lows on Sunday morning. We've had lows that have been in the 50s over the last couple of days. Lows are going to be in the lower 40s on your Sunday, so it is going to feel a little bit brisk on your Sunday, so you might need a light jacket as you head out the door. But Sunday looks to be the better of the 2 days of seeing some form of precipitation. So if you're trying to balance Saturday or Sunday being the better of the 2 days, Saturday is going to be the better day. Now, along with these chances of showers with these passing cold fronts that we're going to have on Saturday and Sunday, the wind is going to also be the issue on your Sunday. We could have wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, and that could go into Sunday evening and into the overnight, along with those rain chances on your Sunday. Now, speaking of the rain, we've been pretty dry for the last 19 days. We've received barely any precipitation, almost basically a trace. Our average for this time of year, and Blaze had brought this up at the 5 o'clock newscast, is almost an inch of rain. So we definitely could use the rain because it's pretty dry out, and it also kind of affects the fall leaves changing over. They change over earlier because they're a little bit more stressed. So hopefully we will get some precipitation, and the Climate Prediction Center for the next 6 to 10 days, does show a chance of seeing above average precipitation. So we could use that precipitation to kind of bump up those numbers and not be so dry outside. Taking a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, again, it will be cloudy on your Saturday, but not a washout. And then on your Sunday, we will see those chances of showers on your Sunday with a 30% chance. Then look at Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be significantly cooler, but look at the nighttime lows. Low temperature on Monday night is going to be 30 degrees. Then on Tuesday night is at 32 degrees. And this is going to be our first chance of seeing widespread frost. And this graphic was brought on at 6 o'clock by Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. We could see the likelihood of frost all the way down to the state line on Monday night and Tuesday. So we're just going to have to continue to watch that, and there could be some frost advisories issued as we head closer towards the beginning of next week. But overall, a roller coaster of temperatures is on the way.
Hard to believe, but it's already week 8 of the high school football season. Welcome into the Final Drive. I'm Zach Hanley alongside Andrew Banstra.
And Zach, with just 2 games left in the regular season, a couple conference titles were essentially on the line tonight. And look no further than the SWAL, of course. All season, it has been Cuba City and Darlington atop of their conference standings.
And after tonight, there will only be one undefeated team left standing in the SWAL, and that team clinches the conference crown. Now, the last time the Cubans beat the Redbirds, you have to go back to 2018. No score in the second in this one. Cuba City on the move. Tyson Richard puts a dime on Henry Cruiser, and he reaches over the pylon for the score. Cubans go up 7-0. Redbirds, though, would answer back. Callum Chris does what he does, rumbling in for the score. Darlington would miss the 2-point conversion, and Cuba City knocks off Darlington. 14-12 is your final. Now, usually this game is played during the first week of the season, but we had to wait a bit for Wanakee-DeForest rivalry.
That's exactly right. It's 2 schools that, simply put, don't like each other. The Warriors have bragging rights, and they've had them for quite some time. Last time DeForest won in this series, 2019, and that game was played in October. Wanakee already up 7-0 and looking for more. Vance Johnson, he drops one in Caden McKenzie's breadbasket, and just like that, it is 14-zip Warriors, and they were far from done. Later in the first, it's Johnson again, this time showing off some touch. He connects with Justin Sawicki. Wanakee led 28-0 at half. And then in the third, they go to their ground game. Solely Scadden running it in for yet another tutty. Wanakee, they go on to win it big, 35-0. Well, staying in the Badger Large, Milton hosting Sun Prairie East. Both teams looking up at Wanakee in the standings. East's first possession, Brady Kaufman gets the carry, makes one guy miss, bounces it outside and puts on the big boy wheels. He takes it 45 yards to the house. Cardinals up early, but Milton's run game, it was working. Charlie Fitzke in for 6. Redhawks, they would miss the extra point, trailing by 1. A back-and-forth game. Sun Prairie East, Vinny Churchill. How about that one? Airing it out 24 yards into the end zone. And Jacob McLaughlin with his best Randy Moss impression as he leaps over the defender. 4-6. As we get our final score, it's not quite in yet. I believe Milton wins this one. In the Badger Small, it has been all Mount Horeb-Barneveld, and they just keep seeming to get better and better as the season goes on.
In their last 4 games, Andrew, they've outscored their opponents 194-95-41. Edgewood's got the tall task of slowing down the MHB machine. You know, Crusaders, they haven't met, and the Vikings haven't met since 2018. Mount Horeb-Barneveld won that meeting, and they got off to a good start in this one. 4th and goal from the 5. Brooks Hendrickson zips one to Owen Ashleman, and just like that, it's 8-0 Vikings. Now, same score just before halftime. Hendrickson looking to add to it, but Jack Halloran executes the tip drill to perfection, and it was a 1-score game at the break. Now, after 3 quarters and 21 accepted penalties, MHB gets on the board again. Hendrickson fakes everyone out and hits Zach McGuire, great first name there, and he's gone. Mount Horeb-Barneveld wins it. 16-0 is your final. Well, staying in the Badger Small, Stoughton knocks off Sauk Prairie 34-0, and Beaver Dam playing in a new conference this year, still rolling. They beat Kewaskum in East Central play 35-0.
Well, Monroe has been the cream of the crop in the Rock Valley for quite a while. The Cheesemakers have won 3 straight conference titles.
And actually haven't lost a conference game since 2019. Evansville looking to snap that streak and force a tie at the top of the Rock Valley. Now, Monroe trailed 6-0 at the half, but coach must have said something in the locker room. I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach. Cheese. Andrew wrote this, not me. Cheesemakers down a touchdown, but we're tied up. But, you know, they weren't done. Next possession, and Evansville's Matthew Wickersham buying some time, looking for something, and he coughs it up. Peyton Herbst forces the fumble. Nathan secures it, and they turn it into points. This time, Monroe gives it to their other senior, Jacob Flom. He rolls into the end zone. Monroe gets the win. 19-13 is your final. Now, through 5 weeks in conference play, nobody's really been able to touch Johnson Creek. They've won every game by at least 11 points.
And Parkview Albany looking to play spoiler and knock off the top dog in the Trailways. Vikings off to their best start to their season since 2020, but the Blue Jays are ranked 7th in Division 7 for a reason. We start off in Johnson Creek, already rolling, leading 6-0, looking for more. Tanner Herman, he finds Luke Hartz for a long touchdown, and Albany, they would squeeze their 1 touchdown of the game in between, but man, I'll tell you what, those Blue Jays, they are flying this season. Owen Blakey, a big part of that. He runs it in for one of his touchdowns. And how about Johnson Creek winning it 52-6, the final?
And don't go anywhere. Still to come, we've got volleyball highlights. Why it was a block party at the Fieldhouse thanks to C.C. Crawford. More sports after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on October 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
My name is Bill. I am retired. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I live here in Wisconsin. I am not a political person, but Eric Hovde doesn't understand how important Social Security and Medicare are around here. I'm on Social Security, and Hovde said he absolutely supported cuts to Social Security and Medicare. Imagine working longer, paying into the system, and then poof, you're paying your bills with less. He knows it. Cutting Social Security and Medicare will cost us. He just doesn't care.
WinSenate is responsible for the content of this message.
With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Career politicians like Peter Barca will say anything to get elected. His latest negative ad against Brian Style, it's been called blatantly false. The truth, Style has always supported IVF. He co-sponsored a resolution supporting IVF. And Style backs legislation to help families afford IVF. Peter Barca can sling mud, but we deserve better than just another lying career politician.
I'm Brian Style, and I approve this message.
The right to vote is the foundation of democracy. For decades, we have been forced to fight voter suppression to increase voter turnout in the black community, while overcoming barriers designed to undermine voter participation. The NAACP of Wisconsin believes your vote matters, and we urge you to double-check your voter information at myvotewisconsin.gov. In-person absentee voting begins Tuesday, October 22nd. Now let's be all in to vote on November 5.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Bigger isn't always better. Stoughton Health offers in-house MRI in a safe, inviting environment with convenient scheduling, friendly staff, and easy parking. Experience why patients are proud to say, "This is my hospital."
When it comes to Maryland, the Badgers own the Terps on the volleyball court. Wisconsin has won 12 of the 13 meetings between the two, and that lone loss was a 5-set thriller in 2021. Kelly Sheffield's squad looking to add to their 3-match win streak, and this was just simply the C.C. Crawford show. First set, C.C. and Charlie Furbringer welcomed the Terps to their block party. But the Badger block was far from done. It's set point now in the second, and it's Crawford with a little access denied. She finished with 9 blocks on the night. Badgers get the sweep in straight sets. Well, the wait is over. Badger men's hockey is officially back, and if year 2 of the Mike Hastings era is anything like year 1, we are in for another fun season at the Kohl Center. Wisconsin welcoming in Lindenwood for their season opener. Badgers down 3-1 in the third, but not for long. Rylan Morrissey sends a slapper into the back of the net to make it a 1-goal game. Well, that's the closest they'd get. Wisconsin, get this, falls 4-2 in their opener, and it's the first time Lindenwood has beaten a Big Ten team in program history. Well, it's been quite a couple of days for Romeo Dobbs. He skipped a couple of practices last week, which got him suspended for the Rams game, but his absence from the team wasn't because of him wanting a bigger role with the offense. Dobbs said that he had some things going on mentally, and he added he wishes he would have handled the situation better, starting with better communication, but he is thankful that the Packers have his back.
As far as just the organization and, just the staff, players, there's nothing going on within that area, so I just want to make myself clear there. But again, if we're just talking about the moment, I'm just, thankful that I'm still here.
This weekend will be one that Bo Ryan will remember forever. The former Wisconsin head men's basketball coach will be enshrined in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame on Sunday, but the celebration starts Saturday when he receives his Hall of Fame ring and jacket. Now, this summer we caught up with the winningest coach in Badger basketball history to get his take on his call to the Hall.
When he made the statement, well, welcome to the class of 2024, Coach. You've been elected. All the people that flashed in front of my mind, it was such a blur, and emotionally things popped into my head that just you can't explain.
And we're back after this.
Old windows? Compromise your home's comfort. Vinyl windows, a 1970s relic, aren't built for extreme weather. They warp and crack, becoming vulnerable to the elements. At Next Door & Window, we have the answer. Fiberglass. Our Ultrex fiberglass windows last up to 50 years, longer than any other window you can buy. And while other companies cut corners and never call you back, we've got your back. When you demand tomorrow's comfort, Next delivers. Visit nextwindow.com to learn more.
With high inflation, working families like mine are hurting, and Kamala Harris helped create this mess. Now, while Americans struggle, Kamala spent our tax dollars putting illegal immigrants up in hotel rooms, and she supported spending our tax dollars to give illegals sex changes. It's not just liberal, it's insane. Kamala Harris can never, ever be our president.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Billionaire banker Eric Hovde has a plan for Social Security.
Do you favor either raising the retirement age or cutting benefits?
I favor both.
Raising the retirement age?
You have to start changing the retirement age.
Hovde wants to raise the retirement age as high as 72. And Hovde just proposed cutting Social Security by 28%, costing the average beneficiary more than $6,000 a year. Eric Hovde, what's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Prices are up, wages are down, inflation is crushing Wisconsin families. Yet Sarah Kieski, she supports lifting revenue limits, allowing property tax rates to skyrocket unchecked. Even more radical, Kieski's backers want to ban natural gas to heat our homes, driving utility bills through the roof. Tax hikes and higher prices for families and those living on fixed incomes. That's Kieski's record. Expensive and extreme. Reject Sarah Kieski and her radical agenda.
Closed captioning sponsored by Community Shares of Wisconsin's Workplace Giving Campaign.
And man's best friend is running for the highest office in the nation, Andrew. Grit the Dog is seeking the offense of the presidency. He's got my vote. The four-legged candidate's campaign has raised more than 100,000 votes, which translates to more than $100,000 raised for an Arizona nonprofit that supports after-school programs. Grit is running harder than ever, with another campaign stop this weekend, continuing his run for the White House, earning one vote and $1 at a time for Arizona youth. And when I see that, he's such a good boy.
He is. Right? You could almost say that's the highest office in land. You know what I mean? You know, what are you going to do tonight, Zach? I'm kind of hungry. I think I might get some Uber treats. Have a good night, everybody.
Andrew.